In myths and legends, you can find many stories about sea monsters of enormous size. People were most often frightened by the size of the animals. Often, these aquatic creatures were mistaken for gods. Not infrequently, they were blamed for the sea rampages. In some stories, these giants did not harm people and even helped. But there are stories in which water monsters treacherously attacked nearby villages, ate livestock, and even people. After watching the video, write in the comments about which monster you'd like to know more about. This creature lived near Lerna, an aquatic and snake-like animal of large size. It greatly frightened the locals. The hydra liked to go out for walks. It would attack and eat cattle. There were occasions when, as a victim, the hydra chose shepherds. It had many snake heads, and its body resembled that of a dog. It is generally believed that these snakes lived in the forests. But if you pay attention to the Mensi tribe, whose representatives are indigenous to the Urals, they worship the snake. He lived in the lake called Tervet. Near the lake was built a temple where were brought various offerings to the keeper of these places. Most often, it is possible to meet the description of Polos in the form of a snake of large size. But the Mensi described their water guardian differently. It was a lizard of large size. Its body was covered with scales of red-brown color. He is not a character in folklore, but he is a character created by Howard Lovecraft. The book The Call of Cthulhu is a rather famous work. Interestingly, Cthulhu was dreamed by the writer, after which Lovecraft began to write the book. This monster lives in the Pacific Ocean. He is in a state of hibernation, but it is sure to wake up, and then great destruction will come to Earth. Cthulhu looks very peculiar. It looks like a huge octopus with wings, clawed hands, and huge feet. It is part of Christian mythology. He appeared in the Apocalypse of the Theologian. He was under the control of the water element. It was much later that the beast suddenly became known as Satan. He is also identified with such sins as envy and pride. The Book of Job also describes a great sea beast. He possessed a powerful jaw and tremendous strength and power. According to researchers, the image of Leviathan was generated by the sea dinosaurs that humans once described. This aquatic monster is a squid of enormous size. The Scandinavians gave it the name of the Kraken. Encounters with this creature were not safe. The Kraken could sink even a large ship, dragging it with its tentacles. According to myths, this Lord of the Depths was the keeper of treasures, which were deep at the bottom, along with sunken ships. It is a large aquatic animal that, according to myths, lives in Loch Ness Lake in Scotland. As early as the 6th century, a monk claimed to have seen the monster in the water. And about years ago, Nessie caused tourism to flourish in the region. People still come to Loch Ness in hopes of seeing the same water giant. In Scandinavian mythology, this character plays a very important role. We are talking about the world's serpent. According to myth, he came into the waters of the ocean as a baby, but then grew so that his body encircled the earth, clasping its own tail with his teeth. This sea beast will fight Thor on the day when the end of the world comes. According to Native American legends, this creature lives in Lake Okanagan, Canada. The head of this aquatic monster resembles that of a goat or horse. Its body is log-shaped. According to legend, once upon a time on the shore of the lake, a vagabond killed an honorable elder. For this he was turned into a monster, which for centuries has inhabited the watery depths. In an Icelandic lake called Lagerfell, there is a huge animal. It was first spoken of in the first half of the 14th century. According to myth, the snake-like creature not only swims in the waters of the lake, but also crawls out to bask on the shore. Since the first half of the 17th century, there have been stories of the Strussen monster. It lives in Sweden in a lake called Strussen. Not far from the lake, Östersund is located. When this town celebrated its bicentennial, a law was passed to protect the monster and its cubs. The law was repealed only in the early 90s of this century. It is a mythological animal of the Australian Aborigines. It is found in various bodies of water. The creature has flippers and fangs, as well as a tail similar to a horse's tail. According to myths, the monster attacked other animals and humans. At night, you can hear the eerie cries of those who could not get away from the Bunyip. The Odyssey refers to this creature as a sea god. She has 12 paws and 6 heads on long necks. Her father was thought to be Poseidon and her mother was Gaia. The sea monster was the personification of the sea abyss.